This is the conclusion to an earlier video on the 2020 pre-higher level question 5 transformation geometry question. So in this question, in the previous video we did the axial symmetry, the translation and the central symmetry, and now I'm going to look at doing the rotation part of this question, the final part of this question. So before we do that, we'll just have a look at the question again. And so it's part B, determine the image of the logo under each of the above transformations, and we're going from P3 to P4, which is a rotation clockwise about point O until point P3 reaches the line OL. So I've just redrawn this on a separate page for a small bit of clarity. O here is going to be our center of rotation. This is the line OL where point P3 needs to touch off of. As O is the center of rotation, that's where our compass is going to go. So for this question here, what we need in this part of it, we need our compass, straight edge and a protractor. So from point O, we're going to put the point for compass on O and point the pencil on P3. We swing an arc around until it touches the line OL. This is now P4. We've located P4. From here, what we need to do is we need to work out the angle between P3 and P4 around our center of rotation. And each line is going to move the same angle. Every point is going to move the same angle. If it doesn't, the shape is going to change. So measuring this, I get an angle in here of 119. So each point now is going to move 119 degrees. So starting with our points, each point we're going to take individually. So point A, I'm going to join to the center rotation. I'm going to measure an angle of 119 degrees along that line that I just joined to point O. So from A, make sure O is lined up on it, center point is out here, and measure 119 degrees. That being 119 degrees there. Let's extend the line out through O to that point. And I know that point A4 is going to be out along this line here somewhere. The distance that it is out, if I put the point of my compass on O, the pencil on A3, I swing an arc around, which happens to line up with P4. This is A4. Going to do the same thing for F3. F3, I'm going to join it to O, measure an angle of 119 degrees, as that 119 is what we measured earlier. So 119 degrees. It's going to be somewhere along that line. And I'm going to put my point, my compass on O, pencil on F3, and swing that around also. So that's swinging this way. Down as far here is F4. So just a quick recap there on where I got that 119 degrees. When I swung P3 around the center of rotation O, it finished up by touching line P4. That forms an angle between the line OL and the line joining O to P3. That angle there is where I get the 119 degrees that I'm using for all of the other ones. So then I also have 119 degrees between F3 and F4. That's 119. I have the same thing for the line that A is on. So A here is going to swing around as far as there, and that's also 119 degrees. So that's where those points are coming from, that distance is coming from. Continue on doing each of my points. So E3 joins to O, measure my angle of 119 degrees. This is quite repetitive. So if you follow the same steps, you can't go too far wrong with it. Measure my distance from O, out to E3, swing that around. This gives me E4 down here. Same thing for D3 and so on. So D joins back to O, step 1. Step 2, measure the angle around point O. So 0, 119 degrees, which is up here. Extend my line out through that point. And then I swing D3 around point O. So swinging that around here until it intersects with the line coming out from D, which is this one. Same thing for all of my other points. So if you continue on with those, I'm just going to pause the video and then we'll catch up in a moment. So I've just continued on with a few more of those points. I still have a few still to find, but just having a look at them, I have a number of points for my hexagon, and I have P3. I still need to find Q and S. Sorry, I still need to find point Q. So once you have all your points, it's just a matter of joining them up. So A, just like we did previously, A joins to F in the previous one, so it's going to join to A is going to join to F here. F joins to E. E now goes to D and it passes through OR along the way. D to C to B, back to A through S. So that gives me the hexagon. Still have a few bits that I need to add into this. So I'm going to find point Q now again. So Q is done the same way as the other points. So draw a line from Q to the center of rotation. Measure my 119 degrees. Measure the 119, so it's just in front of the line OL. And with the compass, swing point Q around O. Giving the point Q here. So that can be joined up. And Q can go to S down here also. So the only point I need to find now is where the line coming from P intersects the side of the hexagon. That is done by looking at our construction. So A joined to E here previously as a light construction line, B to D, and C to F. Now we need to draw our arcs. So our two arcs here, that'll give us our piece in the center. One side of it, and from S the same. So there we have our two arcs in the middle. And the final part of this was a line joining S to R. Where that intersects the curve, I join that to P, and that gives me my position for that there. So there we have it. That's the rotation part of the 2020 pre for the higher level question 5 transformation geometry. So the final part of this. So just a quick recap on what we did. Joined P3 to O. I swung an arc from P3 until it intersected with the line OL, giving me point P4. I measured the angle from P3 to P4 around point O and I got 119 degrees. And I used that angle then for each of my following rotations. So if we take point F, join point F to point O, measure an angle of 119 degrees. So that's going to give me a line coming out along here towards F. The distance that it is from set my compass to this distance from F to O and swing it around until it intersects the other one. do this for each of the 10 points that are there, and then we end up with our finished question.